Hello, great people. President Bola Tinubu is begging the Federal High Court not to grant the prayer seeking to kickstart his impeachment process. A lot of Nigerians don't know that there have been different attempts to make sure that Bola Tinubu is removed as president. And one of these attempts is the case in court that someone approached the court seeking the order of court that Bola Tinubu is no longer worthy to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What is the reason of this person? Why is this person seeking an order to compel the National Assembly to commence the impeachment of Bola Tinubu? I'll be telling you this, and I'll be telling you what is the possibility of getting Bola Tinubu impeached. And if he is impeached, what is the implication of it? If he's not impeached, what is also the consequence of that? We'll be dissecting this issue and a whole lot more on this episode of Politing with Dr. Mosholadej. If you are yet to subscribe, please do well to subscribe to this channel. First, I think the first place to start is that there are three categories of Nigerians at the moment. The first category is those that believe that Bola Tinubu is working, that Bola Tinubu hasn't performed badly. And the second category is those that believe that Bola Tinubu is not a good president, or some believe that he's a terrible president. Some believe it's the worst that could ever happen to Nigeria, but they have resigned their fate to 2027 to show him the way out of office. Why the third category is those people that they believe that Bola Tinubu is not a performing president. Apart from that, there's nothing good about him. And can any good thing ever come out from Israel? That some people so believe that, well, nothing good can come out of this man, to use the Bible, the biblical reference, that can anything good thing ever come out of Israel. So some people believe that nothing good can come out of this man, and they can't wait till 2027. So those kind of people have been looking for means to make sure that the man is booted out of office. And one of such person is the man called Mr. Stanley Okoma. Mr. Stanley Okoma approached the court, and there have been legal fireworks since then, serious legal fireworks, because the man prayed the court that the court should give an order to the National Assembly that Tinubu has committed series of infractions. Tinubu has committed series of impeachable offenses. But why are you failing to act? So the man rushed to court to get an order that the National Assembly should investigate and commence the impeachment of Bola Tinubu henceforth. And Mr. Stanley Okuma, what would have made him to take such a step? Before I tell you what happened in court, the first thing that can make Mr. Stanley Okuma to take such step is two things. Number one is either, to my mind, that Mr. Stanley is a returnee. Maybe Mr. Stanley is one of those that have spent about 50 years abroad. You know, there are some people that have spent 40 years abroad. I know of somebody that have spent 40 years abroad before returning to Nigeria. That's the uncle of one of my friends, one of my long-term friends, 40 good years abroad. So if Mr. Okoma belongs to that kind of category, all the things that he's seeing around him, all the things that he's seeing in Nigeria will be strange to him, because he's coming from a country of law and order, particularly if he's coming from the Western countries, the developed countries. He's coming from a society whereby you cannot spend without appropriation. He's coming from a society whereby the rule of law is obeyed by all and sundry. Whether you are a politician, even if you are a judge, the rule of law must be obeyed by you. So if Mr. Stanley Okuma is coming from such a country, definitely you'll be seeing everything in Nigeria as wrong. And because he's coming from a country where the judiciary is very effective, you'll be thinking that, well, if people are not talking, why shouldn't I be able to talk? If I approach the judiciary, if the National Assembly is not doing the right thing, then the court should be able to compel them. So you begin to speak maybe American English or Queen's English, not knowing that the pattern of operation in Nigeria is totally different from where he is coming from. Now, another angle that Mr. Stanley Okoma could have originated from is if Mr. Stanley Okoma is being used by maybe some political alliances in Nigeria that they want to use him to front. But I believe that Mr. Stanley Okoma, if he's being used, those people that are using him should know the Nigerian political terrain. So the politicians, if he's being used, should have known that once a president has been declared winner, once he grabs power in Nigeria, it is so very difficult to remove him. The one thing that can remove him is death. That is the only thing that have been removing president in Nigeria, except Goodluck Jonathan. And I've said it before that man like Goodluck Jonathan maybe only comes to hurt him maybe once in 200 years. So for Nigeria to see another Goodluck Jonathan, it will take time. Any other president, especially someone like Bola Ahmed Tinubu that knows the importance of power, that knows how to use power, will give you a good fight for that power. And he will do his best to hold on to that power for as long as he can, as permitted by the Constitution. Now, let us look at something important here, which is that the Federal High Court, Abuja, has been entertaining the case. And Mr. Stanley Okuma is mainly praying the court that the court should impeach Bola, the court should grant the order that the National Assembly should commend the impeachment of Bola Ahmed Tinubu based on right violation, that mainly right violation. And the man cited the case of like the EndBadGovernance protest that occurred between August 1 to August 10, 2024. Mr. Stanley Okuma is arguing that the Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency repressed protesters, that protesters were arrested, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not have the right to hinder Nigeria from protesting. And the suit is marked FHC/ABJ/CS/1334/2004. And the lawyer representing Mr. Okuma, interestingly, is Mr. Olukoya Ogungbeje, who happens to be a Yoruba. So you can see a cross-ethnic coloration there. But of course, as expected, the AGF, Lateef Fagbemi, he has argued that the plaintiff, which is Mr. Stanley Okuma, has filed the action on behalf of faceless citizens, in the sense that the Attorney General is arguing that you are filing this action that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has infringed on the right of Nigerians. Who are these Nigerians? Where is their name? Why can't these Nigerians come forward themselves? So why are you acting on their behalf? And who are these Nigerians that you cannot produce? So that means that you are acting, or you are basing your prayer to the court based on the assertion of faceless citizens. That if you are saying that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has violated right, you must be able to produce those people. Those people should be able to come and speak for themselves. How Bola Ahmed Tinubu has violated their right. And you know, in Nigeria, how many people we want to surface? Even people that allegedly died during the EndBadGovernance protest, will their family be bold enough to come forward and testify against Bola Ahmed Tinubu? So the AGF is arguing that for you not to be able to present the people that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has allegedly violated their right, that means that you are acting on behalf of faceless citizens. So the Attorney General is telling the court that this case should be thrown out of the court. There has been serious legal fireworks, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu is leaving no stone unturned. He is having adequate legal representation, because the presidency of Nigeria to Bola Ahmed Tinubu is like an oxygen in nose ring. Except God kills Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I don't see him as somebody that will just release power easily like that, because he himself said it anyway, that power is not served a la carte. You grab it, you steal it, and you run away with it. So if he made that assertion, you should expect that such a man will not willingly just give you the power and say, oh yeah, come and take. That means that you yourself, for you to get the power, you have to grab it. You have to be able to perhaps steal it and be able to run faster than him. That is when you can have hold on such power, which is the power to be the presidency, to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, one thing we need to look at is, can Bola Ahmed Tinubu be impeached as president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Well, it is not impossible, but sincerely, I don't see it happening, especially under the leadership of Godswill Akpabio, because from what we have seen, there's been this unholy romance between the executive and the legislature. So it doesn't appear that that Godswill Akpabio is thinking in that direction at all. That I think what is occupied in the mind of Godswill Akpabio is how he will be the Senate president again in 2023, in 2027, apologies, because he knows that by that 2027, he will have some serious political battle to fight. One, he will be facing the Northern Coalition again. Two, he will be facing the likes of people that are interested in his seat, somebody like Senator Adams Oshiomhole, who is also from the South-South region that Akpabio hails from. Oshiomhole couldn't bag the Senate president seat in 2023 because he's a first-time senator. By 2027, he will be a returning senator, and Oshiomhole is scheming very hard to emerge as that, as the Senate president. And don't forget that Oshiomhole is one of the right-hand man of the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So it's going to be very interesting in 2027. What I can say is that for people that are seeking to remove Bola Ahmed Tinubu, sincerely, they are not politically strategic because the effort, the energy, the resources that you will use to pursue the case in court, why not use that resources to be filing for to be winning the minds of people? Why not use that resources to make sure that you are doing your best to win the support of Nigerians? Why not use it for political alliance? Why not use it for grassroots mobilization? Why not use it, that energy, to be convincing Nigerians to see why they don't need to vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027? And the reality is that Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not have the power in 2023. He emerged as president. Ekpetokun is his right-hand boy for a long time. He will be the IG that will superintend over the election. Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be the one to appoint the INEC chairman. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has strong links in the judiciary. The Chief Justice of Nigeria is from Lagos State. So if we look at it, it's almost like a fait accompli. But then, if Nigerians stand on their ground, I believe that the power of the people, the voice of the people, supersedes anything that any high-handedness that any political leader may want to exhibit. And I believe that no court can remove Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because even if the court grant the prayer of Stanley Okoma, there's still the appeal court, there's still the Supreme Court, and you will see different injunction, restraining order flying left and right. And that's why they said Nigerian president is always powerful. And that's why Nigerians need to look well before they select their president, so that they can always vote the right person into office. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politics with Dr. Omoshoda. Dr. Dij is a political scientist with a PhD in political science. Do want to subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos. I'll see you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.